assuming the HIV accident was premeditated, assuming they gaslit it into happening, assuming they wanted to pharmacologically abuse me, I said it felt like I'd been metaphorically raped. It felt like I was raped in a way. And somebody tells me, Andrew, you drifted into the practice of misusing the term metaphorical. A metaphorical rape is not an actual rape. I have not been raped. And, first off, the evidence is I had an irrational, inordinate fear of HIV, and I was the one who chose to take HIV PrEP. Nobody did that to me. That's the evidence. Nobody gaslit it into happening. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, even if I did, even if they did gaslight me into taking HIV PrEP, let's say, hypothetically speaking, they did pharmacologically abuse me, I have not been raped. It's a metaphor I came up with, What I did is I took pills that made me feel metaphorically HIV positive. I do not even have HIV, somebody said, they could come up with a metaphor too. Obviously, if they go to an Italian restaurant and somebody doesn't put enough Parmesan on their, pasta, they could say, I feel like I've metaphorically lived in a death camp and was tortured because they didn't put enough Parmesan on my pasta. It's a stupid metaphor, but, realistically, it's still a metaphor you could come up with. So, yeah, even though, assuming they conspired into torturing and pharmacologically abusing me, I have not been raped. A metaphorical rape is not an actual rape. And just like the person who said, obviously somebody putting no Parmesan on their pasta felt like they lived in a death camp, that's not, it's stupid. It's stupid. So,